Coutinho is one of my favourite Australian international real estate success, promoting you and marketing, converting business stories. Glen had a phenomenal career in Melbourne, many followers, very famous auctioneer and passionate about his community. However, one day he wakes up and decides, my two boys have a chance at the music industry. They're going to go. If he goes or not, I'm going with them. And moves the entire family with his wonderful wife and 5 kids. They turn up in LA. Now, Glen's a real estate agent. You got to get to work and they got to start hustling and doing what they do. But just imagine if I picked you up, took you to the other side of the world and said, start real estate, where you don't even know the rules, the laws, whatever you need to do to get started, what would you do? Well, this is an amazing story. He joins me now. Mr. Glen Coutinho, welcome to the program.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Glen, I am well. Just from that intro, take us into that decision about moving to LA. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, sheer madness, I think. Well, it was a solid business. I mean, as you know, I had 4 offices. We owned our building. I had a cafe, a florist, a little restaurant running. You know, we had a really good business we were doing. I think the last 5 years in a row, I did 140 sales, and it's hard to walk away from that and come and start all over again and not know a single person. So that was sheer madness. But the kids were going to go with or without me, so I wanted to support their dream. And so we decided to pack up. My wife and I turned up at Beverly Hills with 5 kids and 7 suitcases, and we thought, now what do we do? So we ended up starting a real estate office. Brooke and I started an office and just suited up and went out and started making friends. And, you know, we've got 70 people working for us now, and we've got 4 offices again. Another headache. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, we're out, we're hustling, and I had to go back to what I was doing. I really had to go back to what I was doing 30 years ago. In Melbourne, I could list 15 properties in 2 weeks without even leaving the couch. Now I have to go back and shake hands, kiss babies, hustle, social media. And I'm still the only one sending wedding anniversary flowers out here and birthday presents. I still do it for all my clients in Melbourne. All my clients in Melbourne still get all the gifts. And I bought a house yesterday, actually, for a mate of mine in Melbourne. But all my clients, I don't miss their birthdays, even still now in Melbourne. I just got to get the times right because I'm always a day early.
Glen, incredible story. And I know when you first went over there, a lot of people reached out to me, how's he going to go? What's he going to do? And, you know, people were worried that, you know, you're going to this brand new place. Then I'd say, I hope LA is ready for Glen Coutinho. Glen, what did you do when you hit the ground over there?
We decided to be the only agents in suits and ties. That was our first difference because none of our competitors do that. So that was the first. We branded every car that we have. So if you work for us, you've got branding on the side of your car. You've got a badge on, shiny shoes, look like Melbourne estate agents because everyone here looks like LA agents. So we thought we'd just try and do that a little bit different. We started getting, you know, people's dogs' names, kids' names, wedding anniversaries, birthdays, and started creating a culture of spoiling people, writing letters to restaurants, thanking waiters. That became a really big strength of ours, and nobody does. And, you know, I've met the Altman brothers. I've met the guys from Selling Sunset. We just got filmed on Selling Sunset last week, which was good. So we've met all the big guys in town, and they're all really good operators. We're just the nicest guys in town. Even, you know, and that, you know, Matt Altman said that at the last conference. He said, "Oh, I know Glen Harcourt. They're the nicest guys in town." So he's dropped in our office a couple of times to use the toilet and say hello. So, you know, we've made friends, and I mean, I still send a gift to my competitors when it's their birthday, and when we close a deal with them, they don't send me anything. So one girl rang me the other day. She goes, "I just got a chocolate cake for me for closing that deal." She goes, "I've never had a chocolate cake from a competitor in 30 years. So it gets known quickly.
Glen, you've also taken auctions to town. They weren't big over there. It's a different selling system. How's that been, bringing auctions to Beverly Hills?
Yeah, Ben Brady has had the auction company over here for a long time, and he does the auctions, but we brought it they do it in Orange County area, and we've taken it into Beverly Hills and Encino, and it really opens doors for us. It's a great way in the door. In Melbourne, you can't do much about it because everyone auctions. Every single agent is an auction agent. Here, we're the only one. So it is a difference. It's a tough sell, the auction market here, because it's a bit like selling Jesus, but we're getting it done. We're getting a few deals done, and we're getting people like the best thing about the auction system here is there's no quoting rules. So if we want 3 million, I just quote bidding to start at 1. There's no regulations. It's not regulated here. It's, you know, you can be a cowboy over here. It's quote them low and watch them go, and it seems to work pretty well.
Glenn, the reason I wanted to interview you today is I truly believe at street level marketing, you are the best I've ever seen. And I've worked with a lot of people, as our viewers would know. However, marketing is too important to be left to the marketing department. You've got to make it happen yourself. You've got to bring it together. I don't know, sometimes I wake up, I hit the socials, and there's you and, the boys last week were there with Kylie Minogue, or all these famous things that you do at street level that generates that opportunity, that momentum around who's this person, look at them now. And you've done it so well. Glenn, how have you been able to bring that into your game and do what you do in socials?
Well, the boys are good at it. I mean, if the boys meet somebody famous, they'll grab their phone and make them follow Harcourt's Real Estate. And if I meet somebody famous, I'll make them follow Mason Jules. So we're a team. You know, we listed a house the other day, and I did the video, Brooke did the marketing, Jack did the photography, Mason Jules cleaned the house, shot a music video there, fixed the tiles. The whole family was in, the whole family was out, 7 of us. So, and that's pretty unique down here. And obviously, if you meet somebody famous, I just walk up and say, hey, can we get a photo together? Nice to meet you, and lots of stuff. You put that on your social media and it blows you up really fast here. With LA, if you're not in social media, you're dead. So you have to be really good at it. And then when I take a photo, if I took a photo with you, Lee, the next thing I would do is look up all your mutual friends and I'd send it to every one of them. So I'm a connector like that. So if I meet somebody, get a photo, I look up their mutual friends on Facebook and LinkedIn and I send it to all of them. So everyone knows that we're mates. And it creates a buzz around your network.
Glen Coutinho, absolutely amazing. And Glenn, how long have you been there now? Is it about 4 years or so?
It's my 4th year now. So, yeah, 4 years in LA. And, yeah, it's good. You know, the boys are doing some big things over here. They're starting to blow up. They've been in Nashville. They got to open for Luke Bryan last month, which is huge. So they got some good things coming out. They just dropped a song last night. So they dropped a song. Drive you crazy night on a week before that. I think they wrote it about me. It's called Living in a Bad Dream.
Now, Glenn, I am passionate about the music industry. As you know, I was in a band as a young man, and I know just how hard it is to crack it in that space. And yet I wake up some days and I see what you're doing. It's unbelievable. But I don't think people understand just how hard it is to crack in the music industry in LA.
It's a 1 in 70 million chance of making it.
Take us into that, because in music, you could be the greatest musician in the world. It doesn't mean you're marketable, you're going to cut through. It is very, very difficult. You got
to hustle. I mean, the boys go everywhere with a guitar, and I go everywhere in a suit and tie, and they go in a guitar. We got in an Uber the other day. I was in the suit and tie. The boys had the guitar. They sung for the Uber driver, took photos, made him follow us on Facebook. You know, that's just the way. The boys went out to the Grammy parties the other night, took guitars with them, got everyone to follow them. You know, you got to hustle, take names and numbers. If we go to an event, I'll walk out with 25 names, numbers, and business cards, and I go up to people and say, let me get you to follow me on Instagram. He goes, mate, your kid's just been through and they're doing it already. Done. So we're a hustle family. We all do that.
Glenn, one thing I absolutely love about your family is the incredible use of the word thank you. Be it yourself, you've been in a restaurant, you thank that person, you write to them. I know when the boys were in the studio, they thank the engineers for the opportunity, and no one thanks them. They never hear back from anyone. Take me into this, because it's been a very powerful part of your journey.
It creates a cult following of being nice, really. And I like to recognise people that don't get thank yous, waiters, restaurateurs, the guy at the dog shop. Like, you need to be able to walk down your street and everyone needs to know your name. And if they don't, you're not being nice enough. And if I go and get a coffee, I say thank you. I'll write a little note on their Facebook. I'll tag them. I'll post them. And the boys do exactly the same thing. They thank every single person. I don't think I've ever been in an Uber without sending a thank you text to the Uber driver. I get his number. I text him. I give him my business card. I leave 5 cards in the back seat. They don't get that. And even if the thing is, even if they're bad, if they're terrible at their job, I still thank them, because it might make them better. Just in case, yeah. But that's how I get my business. I get, I've got 2 girls that work for me now that were Uber drivers that I thanked, and they end up joining me in real estate. I've got another girl that works for me who I bought a suit off. She works for me now because she was getting her license. So where are you? What are you doing at the moment? Where do you live? You know, I love people. I actually hate real estate. Not one bit about houses do I like. People go, I go to that house, they go, let me show you around the house. I go, oh, do I have to look at the house? Can't stand houses.
Glen, an important question for you. Take us into the thinking behind leaving the peak of your career in Melbourne.
Okay, I really had to wing it. It's really hard to come over here and know that you're overrated. So I came over here overrated. I know my stuff. I know my business. I don't know north, south, east, and west. I can't pronounce the name of the street. I don't know the school belts. You know, in Melbourne, if you tell me Hastings Road, I can say the blue house on the left-hand side with the city view. When you don't know that, you look really stupid, and you look really stupid after 38 years in real estate to say, what's this house made out of? Or what street is this? I can't pronounce the streets. I can't even find my way to a street without trying. I get lost all the time. I still get lost now. So then you have to be really good on the couch. When I get into somebody's house, I have to be double as good in engaging with them, eye contact, follow-up text, emails, all that sort of stuff. I have to be really on top of that. Like I pitched on a house recently, which I ended up getting, but the guy said to me, how many houses over 5 million have you sold in LA? I said, none. He goes, how many houses have you sold in LA? This is my first month. I said, I've never sold a house in LA. He goes, all right, well, that's a test.
This is
I said,
going
no,
well.
but I'm going to turn up every day. I'm going to turn up. I know how to do this, but he gave me the job in the end. But it's an awkward question to answer. You know, in Melbourne, the answer is I've sold 3,000 houses. I've done 10,000 auctions. I've sold this house 6 times. My kids were at school with your kids. That's an easy sell. Here, it really straightens you out very quickly. So I was a nice bloke anyway, so I just to be twice as nice.
Glen, that would have been a humbling moment, quite a grounded experience. Can I ask you, were you terrified?
A little bit. To be honest, yes, because I would walk into a room with 50 agents here and not one person would know me from Adam. Whereas if I did that in Melbourne, I was like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, sure, the great agent. Here, I was just a piece of shit. So it's a reality check for you, and it's a humbling experience. But you have to recognise where I was. Okay, I'm absolutely nobody over here. I have no track record. Don't know my way around. I'm going to have to get back to grassroots real estate. Fortunately, I never lost that mindset of people all the way through. Even to this day, I still have that. And so I figure if I come in, make my call. I mean, I come in, I make my 50 calls a day, every day now, which I've done all my life. Shine my shoes every morning, very disciplined about that, and then get out, shake as many hands as I can and ask everyone for the business. Do you want to sell a house? Do you want to buy a house? Can I help you? I still do that now. I'm pretty direct with people. But, you know, the good thing about being in Beverly Hills International Market, you know, I can get properties. I've done one for a client in Texas. I just did one yesterday. Where was it? In Mount Dandenong Road. I did one last week for a client in the Seychelles. And I've got another one I just closed on the Murray River in Cobram, New South Wales. So I still work everywhere, wherever I can make a buck.
Glen, absolutely incredible. And for those listeners that don't know, you are the author of the book, The People Lover. And I was very fortunate that you did a chapter in my book on how to prospect for future business. And I reached out to you when I was doing that book because I don't know anyone as good as you on that connection piece and how you do it. And seeing you do it over here was one thing, but then seeing what you've done over there is just amazing. And I know Brooke's now doing very well over there with you, and just you've taught that to the whole family.
Yeah, and she's managing the boys. My goal is to meet somebody and make them fall in love with me in 2 minutes, which I'm pretty good at. I wish I could do that when I was single. Look, I even got a house for sale for one of the local churches down here because I went there because I thought I'd just go and meet some people. Not that I'm a fanatic Catholic, but I went and met this guy. I saw the priest. I went, you know, the minister, as they call it over here. I went up, took a photo with him, took a photo with his wife, put it on Instagram, tagged him. He said, thank you. I dropped in for coffee. I signed up his house for $6 million. There's 20 agents in that room. Not one of them ever went up and asked him for the house.
So Glen,
so now I have to go to church. I have to go to church every week until I sold
it. Minister, we need to improve the price. I could just see you delivering the dialogue. Glen, what is the focus from here? You've done so many things. What's next for you?
The reality is I didn't come here to do real estate because I came here to support the boys' dream. And I thought I would just get a little job in a little corner, sell a house or two and pay the bills and then go with the boys. I end up with an office again and doing all that. So it wasn't really my dream. And I'm getting old, mate. I'm nearly 60. Can you believe it?
No.
But if things go the way they are, the boys should be on tour soon. And if they go on tour on a bus around America or around the world, I'm going. And I'm going to be listing houses while I'm doing it. And then if I can just get somebody to manage the office with 40 or 50 agents, but I didn't come all the way here to miss out on the tour bus. I want to be behind stage. But every person behind stage I'll have their name, number, address, phone number, text, email. If they want to sell a house, I'll do the house.
Glenn, you would be the greatest tour managing multimedia spruiker ever to get off one of those incredible tour buses that they have. I love the American music tour buses. I could just see you out there now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my face in the real estate brand on the back of the bus. The boys won't know about it. I'll stick it on just when they get in.
So give us an update on the boys. What are they up to? Where are they going? What's happening with them?
So they've been doing country music. They just went to Nashville to meet some people, and they hustled their way around Nashville, and that was huge. They ended up doing. They took their guitar and met a girl, ended up singing for all these women on top of that Western Hotel, and happened to be the management company that they want to get to, which is the management company for Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll. You know, they love that group. Morgan Wallen, they're going to hopefully work with one of his songwriters soon. So they're really close to some of the big people. And, country music, Nashville, they'll probably end up going back and forth to Nashville a lot. If they do that, I'll probably open an office in Nashville to help their business and help my business. So, it's Nashville. And then, they're putting out a song every week. Once you get a hit song, it's game over. Once one blows, everything goes. And then when that happens, they'll be on tour. And I'll be right there.
And I just love that you will not keep Glenn off the tour bus. And another fascinating thing as I do this interview, you're an agent from Melbourne who moves to LA, an Australian agent in LA, and you choose to work for a Kiwi brand. Harcourt's in the States. Take us into that.
Well, yeah, they've got 40 offices in America and up in Maine and Hawaii. So they're pretty well branded over here. And it's a tough gig because we've got 25 agents, 30 agents in an office. My competitor across the road's got 400. The agents here are huge. My 4 biggest competitors got between 400 to 600 to 1,000 agents. So It's like fighting the army with little guns. But we're holding our own. We're having a go at it.
Well, Glenn, thank you for joining us. We're very excited that you're going to be appearing at the Complete Salesperson Course Hawaii, where your incredible 90-minute keynote will go to our Australian agents. And to the boys, the family, and everyone, we just wish you all the very best.
Thanks, mate. If I bring the boys over to Hawaii with me, I'll get them to open up with a couple of songs for you.
Oh, that would be incredible. I'll go on the triangle. Glenn, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, mate. Enjoy. I'll catch you soon.